morning, folks. This morning's soap is Soap Commander Unity, and you can see the scent profile there. It's got apple, fig, and cranberry. This tub here is a larger tub than the one from yesterday. Yesterday had 3 ounces of soap, and this one here has 6, and so it's a deeper, taller tub. Just a really nice scent. I guess you might say I'm not necessarily a seasonal kind of guy. It's always in season as far as I'm concerned. Got the alum block complete with rubber band. Following up with the unscented witch hazel that's got menthol in it. And going to follow up with the matching aftershave balm. And before we put a hot towel to the face, got it whipped up here in a bowl. Smaller one than what I'm normally using. And this one here brush is a vintage Peerless, and that's, as far as I know, that's the original knot right there. A while back I managed to find some of these complete in the box and managed to win the auction on eBay. I don't think a lot of people knew that they were out there available. Should probably mention about these interchangeable plates. There's the notches I mentioned last time where you can count those, figure out what plate you're in. But that one there is what? So we got 5 there, 1 there, and I take that back, was that 5 or 4? No, I'm sorry, that was 6 and 1. This one here is 5 and 2. And so in other words, tomorrow when I do the 3, 2, 1, be changing, you'll be using all 3 plates, so it'll be good to see that on video to see if there's any quirks about it. I don't foresee any issues with it. I love that blade on there. Loads up there perfect every time. Not an issue. Got an Astra SP in there today, and there's a good look at the handle again. Also, I should say that plastic, if you're wondering, is pretty sturdy. In other words, I'm not able to squish it or anything quite like that. It's a pretty sturdy plastic, and I don't know if that right there give you a good look at how much gap there is right there. But you can kind of see how that's lined up just perfect. I mean, impressive. What can I say? We get started with the Preshave here. Something I really like about this is that it's really easy to find angles. Basically, it's preset. You've seen some of my videos. Some of the shavers that I use from time to time have the angle preset, and as mentioned in a comment about Alpha Elliptic, and been had my eye on the bronze one for a while now. That one there is a lot like that, very much like that. If you pay attention to that hump, put it on your face and keep it like that. I have the Bakelite version, and I get good shaves. Easy. It's already preset for you. You keep it there, you'll do just fine. At least I know that's been my experience. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday at my place of employment is meeting day. All the way up, gosh, for though anything that I might be involved in, it's all the way up till about lunch, and then there's 1 or 2 after that for some folks. I usually try to avoid the meetings. I got work to do. I let my boss go to them. I've been able to stay on top of the work of late, so it's been pretty smooth sailing when it comes to meetings. Nothing I need to be involved in. It's when I'm behind or a lot of things that come up at the last minute, and it usually some of these meetings can be a little testy. But so far everything's going well. Go ahead and get started here. Yeah, things don't always go as planned, especially if you've been wet shaving very long. Oh, that scent's just coming right on out. Really nice. Things happen. caught a little bit of Manny's video. He was using Dorm, and the scent wasn't quite what he was expecting. Be honest with you, for me that's a very unique scent. First time I started using it, I wasn't too sure. My wife was the one that wanted me to get that scent, and so I went ahead and got it, matching aftershave. Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. It's kind of grows on you, at least it did for me. I know when I first used it, I thought, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? First time with the Astra SP in this particular shaver. Once again, I'm using plate number 3. I would say it's a little smoother than the Derby. Yeah, there is a noticeable difference. Not that yesterday was bad by any means. It's just I'm searching for that one blade that I guess you might say will match up well with this. Still haven't figured out. You know, I might do it anyway. I was thinking about going with the Astra SP. I might change my mind partway through here, but I've got several. Finally getting to that point where I've got several of the Gillette Silver Blues. It's kind of like feathers. I've got several feathers now, so I might be trying them more often, various different shavers. Definitely will be thinking I'm going to go with either the Gillette Silver Blue, or I was thinking about the feather. I think I might use the feather. It might be a thought. Use the feather in plate 1 and see how that works for all 3 passes. I don't think I've done anything quite like that. That probably, yeah, I think I'll do that. Tomorrow I'll use the Gillette Silver Blue, and then plate number 1 with the feather and see how it works. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, this is somewhat smoother, at least for me. Your experience will be different because depending on your beard type, skin, and in my opinion also what soap you might be using. I would think a soap, typically I whip my lather up on the wet side. This one's fairly moist, and it's fairly wet. It's not as wet as I normally would whip it up. I'd whip some that are just about dripping, very much like a yogurt. And I could see where a shaver like this, cushion would be a factor. So if you already know that you got a soap that's definitely hit the mark for you in the way of cushion, might be one that until you figure out, I guess you might say, the characteristics of the shaver, you might want to use one that's got plenty of cushion. For me, usually I'm shaving with a shavette instead of a DE, so slickness is king for me. Yesterday I mentioned got another handle here on standby. This is a stainless steel handle that was made for me. Mac Metalworks. He used to have a website, and he's changed it. His business model was working out better for him, going a different direction. So last time I checked, his site wasn't up and running. He had been contemplating about putting up an Etsy site, but I have not seen it yet. I don't know that Jake watches very many of my videos, but if he does, I'm still looking for your Etsy site. He made some very unique razors. And I have some of them. I've got my very first one from it was just awesome. It's an aluminum handle, but it's very big. It's big in diameter. Just a really nice handle. Large enough where you can get your hands around it without a problem, but light enough not to be one that might be, if you're looking for something not quite so heavy, but big enough to hang on to. Mercury had some there for a while when I first started wet shaving. I'd seen them. They looked pretty big, and red and blue was the colors I remember seeing them. I haven't seen those in quite a while, so I don't know if they quit making them or what. But from what I understand, they were designed for folks that needed something bigger to hang on to. Not sure if those handles were metal or plastic. I could just about shave with that right there. I don't have a whole lot of Soap Commander soap. Not that it's a bad soap, it's just like, God can only afford so much soap from different artisans. And this is just one I don't have very much of. Matter of fact, my very first purchase was the aftershave balm. It wasn't the soap. Reason why I got it is because of the scent profile would go with some of the soaps that I had that I needed a balm that would be good to use across a number of soaps that I have. It may be kind of hard to tell on video. I don't think you have to worry about this thing clogging. Maybe if you got long whiskers, 3-4 days, and the whiskers are a little long, you might. I'm a daily shaver, so I wouldn't have that kind of issue. But with as it goes for the shaving and the how the shaving cream is working out, there's enough gap underneath there that it seems to flow through. Don't think of anything like this might be whiskers, maybe. Couldn't tell you for sure. But as it goes for shaving cream clogging, no. Because it rinses out just fine. No different than any other shaver I've got. But it seems to be going pretty smooth. Face felt really good yesterday. I should mention, many hours was I thinking about the shave yesterday. Off and on when I had a moment. Would have to say that the head though is very intuitive. Very nice. I appreciate that in a shaver, where it's easy to find the angle, no big deal, easy. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, the name of this handle is Manatee, and you can kind of see, so you got your bolt or your screw right here, that's actually a nut there, and for the head, same thing, get your nut up here. These nuts will come out, if you're wondering. There's the bolt there. I got a link to the video down below. He does a much better job than what I could ever do, and help explaining how all this is working. There's the plate that I was talking about. That's what it looks like on the inside. You can kind of see there's plenty of room in there for the shaving cream to work its way through. It's the reason why I think, don't think this goes for shaving cream. that would be an issue. You might be able to see there, you know, that's the Astra blade there. And what he does with the, you take that bolt and it's glued in right there, so that way it's not flopping in and out. So if you're going to be using interchangeable plates, you know, like I plan on tomorrow, this bolt trying to work your way loose or anything like that won't be an issue. But I have to say, you load the blade up, lines up perfect. It's really nice. It's nice to be able to have a one that shaves like that. I'm going to push this off to the side until I get over there to put it in the blade bank. But it's shaving pretty good. My face was pretty smooth yesterday. No nicks, cuts, weepers, irritation, or anything like that. There's not much of, once again, like yesterday, with the number 3 plate, there's not much in the way of hiccups. This is definitely a good shave. Kind of thought that's the way it should be. That, to me, that's right on the money. Your middle of the road plate, your number 3, whatever, if you've got 1 through 9, maybe setting number 5, that should be your middle of the road, where you get a good smooth shave. It's not BBS, but it's not so close where you run the risk of getting irritation or anything like that. But you still got a sociably acceptable shave. Nobody's going to know those little spots where I could go back and touch up here or there. Nobody's going to want to see those throughout the day. Won't be noticeable even at the end of the day. That's the reason why I don't mess with them. You can't see it, don't worry about it. The alum block is getting smaller and smaller. And I knew one day it would come where I'm going to have to start getting used to using it without the rubber band. I'll have to take it off. Did flip over to the other side because one side's getting really close to the rubber band. I really do like the idea of the rubber band. When I first saw that, matter of fact, this is the first alum block that I bought. Second one was through Italian Barber, and it was on the scratch and dent. Plastic was busted on it. I still have it. It's a good chunk of alum. So when this one here goes away, I might start using it. I like the travel container. It makes it easy for me to move it out of the way, store it real quick if I need to. I'm still not noticing anything, and not that I even felt anything. Not a whole lot of stinging this morning. Got some witch hazel here. In other words, not quite as much stinging as yesterday. Not that yesterday had a whole lot anyway. The menthol in this witch hazel is just enough to let you know that it's there. In other words, you get it right about that close to your eyes, and my eyes can definitely tell it's got menthol in it. For the summer, for some folks, I would see that this would be a good thing. For me, year round, I don't have a problem with using anything that's cooling. I really like that effect. As it goes for aftershave balms, I don't know, don't have that many different name brands. I got some Vanillay, Soap Commander, 1 or 2 others. Well, Aqua Velva. Yeah, I think I got a total of maybe 4 or 5 different ones. Not very many, but it might be worthwhile to try to give it a shake because they come in different consistencies. So some of the ingredients might have separated just a bit, especially when it comes to the scent. And I don't need a whole lot of it. We'll try that much, see how that works. And I probably, before I forget again, this is the beard oil I've been using. And this is a 1 ounce container. I've been using Phoenix Artisan accoutrements for quite a while. It's a 2 ounce container. Been using it off and on, but quite a bit of it. And I've got 2 containers of it. Had 2 full ones. I don't have 2 full ones anymore. One's empty. Even though the menthol is there, I can still smell the aftershave balm. And I can already tell this might be a wee bit too much in my hand. You'll have to, I would get samples if you're interested in the balm, if they make any samples for you. I've seen some reviews where some of them might go on a little bit oily. Check to see if how they work out for you. I think it might depend on what kind of setting are you working in. If you're working outside, I don't know that the quote-unquote the oily part's going to be an issue for you. You're going to be outside sweating and carrying on, so don't know that's going to be much of an issue. But if you're in an office setting, in other words, this might be something you might be concerned about, is the if it's oily, leaves your skin shiny, may not like that. I don't have that problem out of most of them. I think maybe some of that might be how much you use and how much you work it in, because I do try to work it in pretty good. To me, it feels like my skin benefits from it, because at the end of the day, my skin still feels really nice and soft. And if anything, as I get older, I think this will pay off in dividends, taking care of my skin. At least that's the hope. Try to take care of it while you can, because it will get to a point of no return. I can smoke this scent. I really like this scent. When they first came out, when they first came out with it, it's kind of a seasonal thing. But when they did come out with it, I was able to go ahead and get me an order in. This is in this container is huge. That's something to think about if you're struggling for room. You may want to opt for the. I don't think they make this in the 3 ounce version. That's the reason why I like Russell soap. Wild West shaving, 2 ounce pucks. You can get a whole horde of them in a dot bag. Easy storage. No cuts, nicks, weepers, irritation. Great smooth shave today. Can't hardly wait for tomorrow. I'll put tomorrow on the video also, because you'll probably want to see how much time it takes to change these plates out, which doesn't look like it's going to take a whole lot of time. And it seems like that blade will stay in there all right. So we'll give it a try tomorrow. I'm going to use the Gillette excuse me, Silver Blue. Since this shaver came in at a time I was expecting it to come in later in this week, haven't quite decided on the soap just yet, so that will be a mystery. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.